I am live. Wonderful. Hi, everyone. This is Wasima. Hope all is well for you. I'm sharing with you today. I was starting seeing these videos about top five decks, top five tarot decks, and so on. And I love this type of videos because we get the chance to discover new decks, to maybe see, the energy of 2020, how it was, and what decks spoke with us regarding the situation in 2020, etc. So I was really interested to that. I have to say, this year, the truth is that I was not that much attracted into tarot system this year. I was of course, I have two different things. I have my practice with my clients, and I have my own practice, my practice for myself. I was not drawn that much to tarot decks. Not as usual. Was more drawn to work with oracle decks, maybe because I make them. But there are few that kept me into the practice, that kept me into having some spreads with myself and so on. And one of these decks is the Hush Tarot. I you can have You can see it in my channel. I have done a walkthrough or review. I got very profound with this deck. Um, this deck came into my life. I think it was in February or March or something like that, and something within this deck was speaking to me very, very strongly. I felt it was profound. It was personal regarding the experiences I had at that time. I think it was really, I worked so much with it in February or March, April, May. It was my deck. It was the deck. It took very, very strong place and profound place into my practice this year. These decks that speak to you, that are honest about things. And the colors, I'm very sensitive to colors, as you might know. And the colors were something about them, not vibrant, not very strong, but gentle. Even if the image is strong, the gentleness of the colors make it easy to understand and to read with. This deck is one of the best decks I have had in this year, and that I have used. Now I'm using it less because I need to give the place also to other decks. But this one was really very, very present through many, many readings. Another deck that was very, very present towards my practice, in my practice, and also in readings with clients, is the Slow Tarot. The Slow Tarot, for readings, it is a so good deck. I love this deck. I love this deck. And actually, I approached them to try and sell it in my shop, but they said they are not open to that option for the moment. But as soon as they open, I'm sure I'm gonna have this deck in my shop because it's a really good one for readings. What makes it, I think, what makes it easy for readings is that. There is some reality thing. We can relate to it easily in our daily lives, and people, when they see these cards, it speaks to them. There's something about personal, like oh yeah, I recognize myself in this card. I didn't It's really strange because some decks, they are very good with prediction, and other decks are less. They are more for general and perspective, giving you a large perspective and so on. And this deck, it's not into prediction mostly. For me, in readings, it was mostly like for giving guidance, showing the big view, what is going on for me, for others, and so on. It's very, very nice deck. I hope to see it more, to be honest, because it's a very good deck. It's a very good deck. I'm saying it repeatedly. I'm sorry, but it's a very good one. Another deck, and this one is still on the shelf because I use it for readings, and I think it's gonna stay with me for quite time. The Hush Tarot. I have used it for some readings, but the imagery was too much for some clients, so I stopped using it for clients for now. Another deck that I have used a lot. I have used. I don't know that I'm doing. I'm showing you the tarot. Well, I used tarot. Maybe not as much as I wanted to, but I use tarot. So and it started. Uh, well, it started. Like when you shuffle a lot your decks. Okay, let me tell you what is the fourth. The third tarot deck is the Golden Tarot. The Golden Tarot. Wow, I can, as soon as I touch it, I cannot stop shuffling it, and I'm like, oh, let's start talking together. Um, this deck has been with me through difficult times, through good times. It has a lot of details in every card, which makes the readings for myself very rich. It gives me, it gives me material to understand what is going on and so on. So this deck is really, I discovered it this year. I had it this year, and I'm really happy to have it in my journey now. And it's still here because, I don't use it that much as before. This year, but it's still here. It's present. As soon as I need it, I will get it out. I love this deck. It's a very good deck. The quality of the work that is being done. And I just ordered the older deck of this creator. I think it's called the Touchstone Tarot, and I hope it will be in quality and in profundity as much as this one. This deck is very, very good one. Very good one. Okay, so let me share with you other decks that I have been using during the year. You will find, okay, so I will show you two more decks, okay, that I have been using. And there are other honorable mentions because, there are a lot of decks, I'm a collector, so I have a lot of decks and I use a lot. So this one, and I think most of you know, but the Star Child Tarot has been and is still with me during all the year. So this year, what I have been doing with the Star Child is to pick 2 or more cards for every week and putting them on my altar. And it has been my companion through all the year, and I'm still doing it. And I feel now I got other decks out, like the Moonchild and the She-Wolf Tarot, and I put them on my altar because there is like some synergy between these cards when I pick them and I put them for the week, or for an additional, like for my intention, because now we are studying in the mysteries of Egypt with the Normandy Ellis in my school, and these texts, like related to Egypt and so on, there is some synergy between them. So I'm sure I'm sure you know this deck, Star Child. Some of you might like it, some of you don't, but every week is the right thing for me with this deck for now. Not doing like readings, they are just like something on the, maybe it's because of the illustrations or the energy of this deck, something about putting it on the background and knowing that, okay, something is working on the background. Very spiritual, very spiritual guidance. Even if I don't do reading as per se, but it's more like in a ritualistic way. I have developed very, very profound relationships. It became like my spiritual friend. I was not waiting for. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting like doing more readings with it, but it's turning out to be more as ritualistic and as guidance through the year. I'm really pleased with the relationship that we have developed, and I started doing, maybe I will share with this with you as this is the box. So the way I put the cards in the box is this way. So I put it like this on my altar, And I put names. Now I won't show you the names of people, but there are some people that contact me to for like to have healing, even if they cannot buy or pay for a session. So what I do is like activating them in energy level and putting them inside the box, and something, there's some magic in this, and I put them inside the box as ritualistic magic is what you put your intention on. So I put them in the box, and I have been doing that for some time now. And so they are included, all the persons that I put here for some time, not all the time, but they are included on my prayers and the work that is playing. So just like something to share with you. So this is the fourth deck that I've been. It has been with me during all the year. Now I'm hesitating to show you the last of the 5 decks. Let me show you the one that I have used most. There are 2 that I have used most, but okay, let me share with you this one. Okay, so this one is the Fantastical Creators by Lisa Hunt. By Lisa Hunt. I hope I'm pronouncing very well their names. But this deck, I put it out for a class I was giving in March, April, about how to create your Oracle deck. And we did this process. The idea was to support people to create their own decks while using Oracle and Tarot decks, and it was a beautiful process. One of them is getting her deck pretty soon this month, and I'm really impatient to see the product. And one of them also, she's working on it, and so on. So this deck has been a companion during that period, but it didn't stop there. It stayed with me, and I use it occasionally for some readings. I don't know why I have these illustrations that sometimes with some clients that I need to choose the illustration that can fit the reading and fit the energy of the person and the emotional state of the person. And this deck has some images that might be sometimes just like they can work for some people and for some not. And I love this deck because it's called Magical or Fantastical Creators, and this deck is fantastic. It's fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. If you work with magic, if you work with rituals, you work on the etheric level, this deck is beautiful, 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 profound, filled with magical beings. And if they depicted their images, for me, there is something about calling them into life, and that makes reading very rich and very profound. And even we played a lot with symbols, symbols in the cards, and integrating them in the oracles we were making. And I think I'm going to restart that course next year, and playing with this deck again for that course, creating an oracle deck. This deck is beautiful. It's moving. It's alive. This card has been coming quite often. And the little book, even the little book, I have it here because I like reading it. It has different meanings. It has something, it has an added value into the small guidebook. And it's worth it. It's worth reading it. It's worth having this deck, to be honest. And the work of Lisa Hunt is beautiful. I wish I could have the Animals Divine or Divine Animals or something like that. Another deck she has. I hope to find it one day because I'm not seeing it anywhere, but I'm looking for that deck, and I hope one day to have it. So this one, definitely a winner for me for this year, and it's still here. I'm still reading with it and doing work with it. Now I have, did I arrive to 5? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got the 5, but I have honorable mentions. I have honorable mentions because there are 3 decks, if not more, but I will stop them to 3 honorable mentions. The first one, I'm sure you have seen it on my channel, is the Full Arcos Tarot. The Full Arcos Tarot, very good for readings for clients. It's very, very beautiful, very profound. It gets to layer after layer. I love putting card after another and card after another, not just like four cards. Just this deck just wants you to pull card after another and see what is going on. And the way it mixes, I did a video on my channel. You can find it, like, about the animals in this deck. There are a lot of animals in this deck. And in a reading, sometimes the spirit allies of the person come in and want to deliver messages. And we work with the animal totems and other allies. And this deck, it opens a door. There's a door that opens and allow that to flow for me. So I'm not using it that much as I used it during the year, but it's always here. And as soon as I feel like the person is open to, to this type of work, kind of, shamanic work and channeling, I get it out, because it's beautiful. It's alive. And as soon as maybe because I know Carmen, or just I spoke with her. Every time I hold this stack, I feel like I'm speaking with her. It's like I'm having a conversation with the creator. And this is interesting. When you create a conversation or you create a link with the creator, it's like I feel like, especially for some decks, this one and the one by Sheila Conway. I don't know. Reading the cards stop being a lonely activity that you can do with yourself when you use it for yourself. It starts to be a conversation with friends, companionship, camaraderie, like in French, what we say, being in the same sometimes battle of life, of life. You start developing this friendship. Even if we are distant, we don't speak all the time, but there is this friendship, companionship that starts to develop. That's why I felt through these two decks, the one by Sheila Conway and Carmen Sorrenti, the one of course. I mean, this deck, I knew that it's gonna speak to me before even it bursts. As soon as Sheila Conway spoke to me about this deck, I was like, okay, well, you know what? This deck, I need it. I need this deck, and I have 2 copies at home. But I didn't use it that much. That's why I didn't put it on the five top decks. I don't use it that much. I feel like the readings with this one, wow, it's just like, this strong. Sometimes when you do sessions, for example, healing sessions, or you go to learn in a school, there are some things, like some people or some decks you don't want to meet every day because they are too much. You know that you're gonna meet them like maybe once a month, once per season, because the meeting with these decks or these people bring a lot of transformation. And I have been doing this type of readings with people. Like, we do one reading for the season, and it brings we go to a profound level and see what is really important for me now, what's important for the lab, for the soul. And that's transformative. You don't do that every day because it's profound. It's profound. So this is what I feel about this deck. It's the same thing I feel with the Marielle. The Marielle is profound, transformative. It's just like, you don't need with the Marielle every day for everyday reading. Yes, we can, but for me, again, it's transformative decks, and this is what I feel with this deck. Transformative deck. I will need them to heal the soul, or to remember what is the message of the soul. Ancestral healing. Ancestors have been coming through this deck quite often. I won't pick this deck to know what I can do with the project, or what I can, and this is not what the deck tells me. The deck tells me, connect with me when you need something strong and profound and truth. So this is one of the second. This is the second honorable mention, and the third. This one I used it also, to be honest. It's the Black Lily. I fall in love with this deck. I fall in love with this deck. Um, it's cute. It's so small. It's just like there are some decks that you just want to shuffle, shuffle again, shuffle again, and then one card that jumps, one card that jumps out. And then you see, okay, well, the Knight of Cups is coming. What is going on with the Knight of Cups? What does he want to say? And then you start, okay, what does he want to say? Okay, this is the Princess of Pentacles. Oh, okay, maybe you need to open up this and this. And you start conversing with the deck. And you start, I love this as much as I love spreads, and I use spreads, and I use questions, and I just to remind you, don't forget to check my my book, 365 day challenge with Tarot and Oracle deck. As much as I love these questions, as much as I love also discussing with the decks, and this deck allows you to do this, discussing, conversing, and I'm just like talking with you and noticing that the colors of this year, I have been a lot using this, this type of decks, like brownish, greenish, yellowish decks. It's really interesting. I'm just noticing that here, and I think I'm gonna make a spread about that. Seeing why did I choose this color for these colors for this year. I'm not seeing bright colors. I'm not seeing, they are really like, yeah, that's really interesting. So this deck has a lot of nudity in English, but at the same time, it has a lot of people, which it's very interesting for relationship readings, also passion readings. This deck is, it speaks a lot about passion, how to find again passion. It came quite often with some spreads as a big message. It didn't talk a lot about femininity, to be honest. It talked mostly about relationships, the shadowy side, the light side of relationships. Projects, not that often. It didn't spoke much about relationships, about projects, mostly about relationships. It's a beautiful deck. It's a very beautiful deck. It's a very beautiful deck. I love this deck, and I think it's gonna be part of my collection for quite time, and it's still here. Still using it. There are some decks, that you fell in love and you develop a strong relationship, and these are the decks that I had. I went further with them. There are, of course, other decks like the Texture Tarot that I use quite often for readings. It worked very well. It works very well. Now I stopped using it more because of the winter. We need more like wintry decks. There is the Queen's, many Queen's Tarot. This is work. It's so funny. That deck is so funny, and many others. And now that I'm speaking to you, I thought I didn't play with a lot of tarot decks, but actually seeing the reality, I have used quite often tarot decks, but maybe not as much as I wanted to. So I might do another video regarding oracle decks, because oracle decks, there are plenty that I have used this year, especially for healing sessions. It was a big bunch of this year. Healing sessions with oracle decks, and maybe about I wanted to do another video about the books that I'm planning to use on 2021. Some books that I have some logic that is coming through that I want to plant for 2021. Let me know if you're interested. I will do this. I will do that video pretty soon, maybe tomorrow. I will see how the things go. So let me know, what are your best tarot decks? If you like this video, share it. And oh yeah, and don't forget, I have a Kickstarter campaign. I put the link below. It's the pack, the feminine and masculine pack oracle deck, 2 oracles in one, in truth. And the Kickstarter campaign is still going on, and the project has like 5 days left, I think. So that would be awesome if you can support it. I would be really grateful for that. So have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend, and much love. Bye-bye.